Well, that was awkward. I think I pressed the wrong button and I didn't know how to stop it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a fun-fueled Tuesday and it's bringing you absolute joy to life. And hope you have had a great workout this morning. I've come back from CrossFit and I'm feeling nice and in sweaty Betty. So I'm glad you don't get smell-o-vision on your cameras because it's pretty stinky over this way in terms of smelling like a sweat man. So welcome to another episode of Q&A where I answer all your most frequently asked questions from last week. So what I do is compile a list of the majority of questions that are asked each and every week in the group or to me directly. And I like to sort of give you a bit of a fast, fun-fueled answer session. So hopefully you get something out of it. You get to start your week on a high and maybe you learn something reasonably new. If you do have any questions you feel like would be valuable for me to answer, please feel free to send them over to me. Ask them during the live show now if you feel like it, if you've got time to do it. If not, I'll definitely endeavour to answer them later. If you're joining me live, please say hello in the comments and let me know you're viewing. If you watch on the replay later, just do a hashtag replay for me so I can see who's watching and listening. Maybe you've got a question you might want to answer. You might want to answer later on, and I can get to you straight away. So apart from that, let's get straight into it. I'm just double checking everybody's available live. Yeah, cool. We're all on most platforms, which is really, really good. And yeah, hopefully we get some value out of today. Some of these questions will always repeat because we get new clients at start or people that don't watch the Q&A enough. So I'll probably have some that you've heard before, but if I haven't, feel free to send me a message with your takeaway of these Q&As today. So hopefully there's something valuable in there for you to start your day. Morning, Troy. How are you, mate? Nice of you to join me. Appreciate it. All right, first one is how do I stop snacking at night? Now, this is a common question we get asked all the time because, let's face it, people get bored after 8 o'clock. They probably haven't had enough protein during the day and they're feeling a little bit hungry before they go to bed. The best way to stop snacking at night, hey, Benny, is to make sure that you fuel up on plenty of protein and fiber during the entire day. The best way to do that is to space out your meals from breakfast to dinner. Sometimes it's even good to have some form of protein snack before you go to bed. But that depends on you, your metabolism, your digestive system, and your sleep patterns. Other ways are brushing your teeth after you eat, because most people don't want to eat again after they've got a nice minty, fresh-smelling mouth. Keeping your snacks out of reach or in someone else's house, I guess, is probably another way to stop yourself from snacking. Ask yourself, are you really hungry or are you dehydrated? That's generally the rule. So have a big glass of water. Morning, Kath. Morning, Nick. How are you? Yeah, that's probably the biggest ones. Drink herbal tea or water or something that's going to fill you up. That's not going to make you need to digest it. So again, you've just got to ask yourself the question, are you bored or procrastinating or are you dehydrated? That's generally the telltale signs of somebody that needs to snack. What's a good way to eat more veggies without hating life? I love this question. I think if you add them with something like a dip, like a hummus or maybe cottage cheese and some taco seasoning in it, I like that. That can make them taste a little bit better. Roasting the vegetables are good, like having roast vegetables in the fridge. because then you can, add them to your meals during the week. They're quite good. It's easy to do. You can pop them on for a couple of hours on the weekend, and you can have a ton of roast veggies in the fridge. Hide them in foods. The best way, especially if you've got kids that don't eat vegetables, is like blitzing the crap out of them and add them into like spaghetti sauces or burger patties or things like that you can get away with hiding them. If you can cook them for a very long time, vegetables break down really quickly and they get covered in food. So that's probably another way. Protein. Hey, Nikki, protein. Potatoes and pumpkins and things like that are very satiating vegetables. They'll fill you up a fair amount. And potatoes are very versatile, so you can make chips out of them in the air fryer. You can make healthy mash, which I've got a good recipe for. They're super versatile. So finding vegetables that you enjoy eating and then make them taste good with herbs and spices and some form of low-calorie sauce is the best way to do it. Next one is, do I really need breakfast? Not really. If you're not hungry, you don't have to eat. A lot of people enjoy fasting. So, if you do enjoy that, go for your life and do it. A lot of people are super busy in the morning because they wake up just before work. They go hit work pretty quickly, or they're at the gym. They don't want to eat. So do you really need to eat breakfast? No, you don't. You don't even really need to eat lunch. You can skip lunch if you need to. You don't have to eat dinner. You can have breakfast and lunch only. It comes down to the amount of calories per day that you want to consume or that you need to consume to energize or fuel your day. So if you're a very active person and you need tons of calories, like for training for an Ironman or something like that, you will definitely need to eat a lot more than somebody that's on a fat loss diet. So not having breakfast is a good way to fast, and it's a good way to cut your window of eating down. But if you're not hungry, don't eat. If you wake up cranky, starving, eat something. Make sure you have protein with breakfast. It's a good way of filling yourself up during the day, not just like a muffin or a coffee from Macca's. But listen to your body, okay? There's no breakfast police out there that's going to fine you for having breakfast. It's just really up to yourself. Just the most things that matter, the things that matter the most, sorry, I can't even talk properly today. The things that matter the most when you're on a fat loss journey or a transformation journey is the amount of calories per day you need to consume to energize your day and be in a deficit. And if you can fit breakfast in there, cool. If you can't, no sweat. Is meal prepping worth the effort? 100%. If you can buy in bulk, you'll save money. If you can cook in bulk, you will save time. So yeah, hugely beneficial. It stops what's for dinner tonight? I've got to prepare something, or what's for lunch? I like to prepare my lunch. Hey, Philomena, for the week on a Sunday. Slow cook 2 kilos of chicken breast, and it's in the fridge for 4 or 5 days, and I've got lunches sorted out for the week. So there's less temptation to go for shitty foods if you are organized and ready to go and have we'll call them healthier meals ready. So you don't have to be a robot. Just be flexible, mix and match your meals, change your flavor systems up each week so you're not eating the same stuff over and over. Get some low calorie sources to go along with it all. But, preparation is the key. If you are on any form of habit building or discipline creating environment, you need some streamlined things in your system to prioritize what you need to do so you don't fuck it up. What's the best way to drink more water? I personally think the best way to drink more water is having a clear drink bottle that's, this is 750 mils or 500 mils, something that's easy to be to count. The next thing is being clear. It's a visual representation of how much water you do have left to drink. So that is super important. If you have a big bertha like this that's black or dark and you can't see through it, it's very depressing if you have a couple of big gulps and it feels really, really heavy. So you want to play tricks on your mind, have a clear drink bottle. It's either usually my Dr. Hydrate one or a sparkling water one that I've had during the day, and I'll keep using these over and over again because it's much easier to drink a full bottle of 500 mils of water and tick off like a small goal for the day. Yeah, I've done one. I can do probably 8 of these quite easily. It's a goal setting thing, so it's much easier to trick your mind to say, yeah, I've done this, but you can actually see how much water you've drank and you know what you've got left. The other thing is you can flavor it with lemon or some berries. You can get those flavor tea bombs that you can put in there. Electrolytes are really good. That's what Dr. Hydrate is: electrolytes, potassium, and magnesium. It's really, really good. The other way is to set reminders on your phone or your watch. I've got some of my clients that have an alarm that comes up every 2 hours, every hour that says "drink, motherfucker." It just reminds them that they need to drink. But make a rule. If you're going to have a coffee, have a glass of water beforehand. Most people have 2 or 3 coffees a day, so you can get in 1.5 litres of water if you just say to yourself, before I have this coffee, I am going to drink water. Before I have dinner, I'm going to drink water. That way you're guaranteed to get at least 2.5 litres per day. I currently drink around about 4 litres per day, and that's by strategically drinking, maybe 4 or 5 of these or 1 or 2 of those 500 milliliters. What's the best way to start working out if I'm unfit? The best way to start working out is to start working out. The less impact on your body weight is walking. Walking is one of the most underrated activities out there. Anybody can do it. So for me, I would much rather someone that's on the bigger side to start walking before they go to the gym, because they're basically doing a resistance training without going to the gym, because your body's got excess amount of weight on it. The next thing would be body weight exercises, push-ups, squats, lunges, anything that you can just use your body weight with. Shorter workouts at the gym to start with, because you don't want to overdo it and then injure yourself, especially if you are on the bigger side. It's a lot harder to move around. And I think the other thing is leave your ego at the door. Like, that's the best way to start working out. Don't walk into the gym expecting to go from 0 to 100 kilos in, a day or 2 days. It's not going to happen. Leave the ego at the door. Be super consistent. It's going to take a long time to get into a flow state and also to get yourself to the, a goal lifting sort of category. So just take time, leave the ego at the door, and you'll be fine. How do I stop skipping workouts? I think the most important thing is to schedule them in, like a dentist visit or something like that. That's the best way to do it. The other one is to do, this is probably the most important thing, and I hope you guys really understand this: do something that you enjoy doing. If you do not enjoy running, don't run. If you do not enjoy lifting weights, do a HIIT class or something else. Just move or do some form of resistance training that's going to benefit you. If you're doing shit you don't like, you won't go back and do it again. So that is probably the most important thing to stop skipping workouts. Getting prepared the night before is a good way of doing it, because if you get all your gear out and you've got all your alarms on, most people set like 5 or 6 alarms. You're preparing yourself for it, and then you're eliminating excuses. And also remind yourself that this is discipline, right? Discipline creates momentum. Momentum creates motivation. Motivation is only reliable when we have discipline in life. So if we can create these habits, a non-negotiable, I've got to work out 3 times a week, 4 times a week for my mental and physical health, you'll generally get to the gym and do it. How long should my workouts be? Okay, I got this asked yesterday by one of the girls, and there's no real effective workout time. Okay, it depends on you, hey Chris, and it depends on what type of training you want to do. Most people, 30 to 45 minutes is plenty when you're first starting off. If you are a seasoned gym goer and you have a decent program, an hour and 15 tops is probably enough. If you have aspirations and goals to be a bodybuilder or to create some form of mad body that needs dedication, it can be an hour and a half and 2 hours. But the most effective, in my opinion, is about 45 minutes to an hour. That's if you're not fucking around on your phone. Focus on your rest periods. That's the one way to ensure that you're in and out at a perfect time frame, and stop fucking around on your phone and procrastinating and looking at everything. Like, it's not doing you a service. Hey Renee, so if you are in the gym for 2 hours, you either fucked around for too long, or you are on a 6-day body part split and you're there focusing on trying to get a mad shelf on your ass. Simple as that. What's better, heavy weights or more reps? Both are great. Both are better. Both have their own, identities. Heavy weights equals strength and muscle growth. More reps equals endurance and definition. I think that's probably the best way it was explained to me. So what's better for me? It's a combo of both. I do like, if I'm coaching someone, to do a little bit of strength training and a little bit of endurance training. I like to alternate maybe at 4 weeks of each. I think that's a really good combo because we're not training to be bodybuilders, right? Most of us are here to lose weight and just look good and feel good about ourselves. So for me, I would rather a combo of both because it's kind of like a lifelong dedication. I want you to be able to be strong, but I also want you to be able to be defined and have a little bit more endurance than the average person. So yeah, for me, I think a combo of both is better. Is walking enough for exercise? Yes, if you're moving often enough and at a decent pace. I would like to, if you can't get to the gym for whatever reason, whether it's intimidation or you had a bad experience or you just, you don't want to go, start doing hills, start doing stairs, and even better, so the information coming out now, weighted vests or weighted backpacks are really, really good for extra challenge, and it is resistance training. As I said at the start, if you are on the heavy side and you're walking, you are currently technically doing resistance training as it is, so you don't really need to stress too much about going to the gym in the early stages. I would much rather someone who's on the bigger side that needs to lose, say, 40 kilos, hit their nutrition and nail it and just walk every day. I would much rather that, definitely. Walking won't give you abs, but it's great for fat loss and overall health. So consistency beats intensity in this thing. I would rather 7 days straight of 10,000 steps rather than 5 days straight of 7,000 steps with hills, because we're missing out on 2 days. That's my opinion. So yeah, stairs, hills, some weighted vest if you need to for an extra challenge. But yeah, walking is definitely enough for exercise. It's the unsung hero, in my opinion. How many rest days do I need? Hey, Christine. So, okay, it depends how many days a week you're training. Now, if you are a newbie, I reckon 3 days a week of full body workouts is enough to get you started, and you've got plenty of time to recover in between. If you are a little bit more experienced and you're doing sort of 4 or 5 days a week, 1 to 2 days is great as active recovery or proper recovery, which is really, really good. But nothing beats listening to your body. If your body is screaming out for rest, listen to it, please. If everything is hurting, it's time to rest. There's a difference between DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, and actual muscle tears. DOMS is fatigue. Muscle tears and things like that means you are injured and you need to rest. So the good part about recovery is it's where the muscle growth happens. So no one builds muscle from overtraining. People build muscle from the rest periods. If you look at anybody that is designing a body for purpose for themselves, they have scheduled rest days, and it's generally they'll do 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off, or something like that. So they're trying to get 2 days rest per week. So if you're always tired and cranky, you need more recovery, not workouts. Okay, keep that in mind. How do I recover faster after workouts? Okay, protein and carbs are essential post-workout. They will make you happy. They will give your muscles the amount of protein they need to replenish and the carbohydrates to re-energize your body because you've just used that energy. Super important. Okay, don't just grab a protein shake after. Have an apple or something else that's got some carbohydrates in it. Even beforehand, it's quite good. Plenty of sleep. If we can get 7 hours a night, it would be really good. 9 hours would be even better, but I know that's hard for especially parents. So 7 hours is pretty solid. The other thing is stretching, mobility work, foam rolling, things like that. Super important to iron out the kinks and give your muscles time to get rid of that lactic acid. It does feel like medieval torture sometimes, but it's hugely beneficial. So do it. But hydration, that's the next thing. That's one of the best things for recovery is hydration. Muscles are 70% water, not 70% protein shakes. So I would much rather you rehydrate your body and recarbohydrate your body as well. So yeah, super important. Actually, I just realized carbohydrate says hydrate. So it's probably a good thing. Why do my joints hurt after workouts? it's generally bad form or too much weight to start with. So if your form is shit, you will overtrain or overcompensate somewhere and it'll start hurting. Not enough mobility work. You might not have, for example, myself, I have very limited shoulder mobility and I really need to work more on it. It restricts me from doing a lot of press work and things like that. So it's not that I can't do them, it's just restricting my mobility for it. So I need to work on those. Poor recovery habits, definitely. Sleep, hydration, and nutrition definitely matter. But if pain persists, see a professional, see a doctor. Don't be the person who ignores the red flags and continually injured all the time and hates the gym because they're always injured. Rest and recover. Does foam rolling actually help? Yes, it does. It hurts like absolute hell at first, but once you get through that first minute or so of dealing with the pain, it improves blood flow, it reduces soreness, it helps with lactic acid removal, it helps fight tight muscles and prevent injuries. It's kind of like a DIY at home masseuse minus the hippie music and the smelling salts as well. So yeah, it's a great thing to do. It is painful at times, but it's definitely hugely beneficial for you for recovery. All right, I might have a sip of water because I'm talking too much. How do I stay motivated when I don't see results? This is absolutely common, and I think there's a few people with this in the academy at the moment. You cannot go to the gym and lift weights and expect your biceps to pop immediately. You cannot be in a deficit for one day and expect to lose 30, 40 kilos. You cannot get off a couch if you are 100 kilos, 150 kilos and go and run a marathon without some form of practice. Results take time and you need to trust the process. Let's start tracking non-scale victories like your strength, your energy levels, your confidence, your clothes that are fitting better or falling off you. Small wins add up, so you've got to keep showing up every single day. Consistency and persistence matter the most. Motivation is not going to be there unless you have discipline. So we need to make sure we're doing the things we need to do to get to the goal. Your body is changing even if the mirror doesn't scream a massive six-pack yet. So focus on photos, some measurements, but your feel is much more important than the scales. How do I stop overthinking fitness? How do I stop overthinking fitness? The first thing you got to do is unfollow any fucking influencer that doesn't look like you, train like you, or have a past like you. Okay. I relate to people that have been overweight and have had trauma in their life because I've been there. Okay. I don't relate to people that have six-pack abs and all that because I don't want six-pack abs. I want a strong core. I want a body I'm proud of, but I don't want that 5 to 10% body fat percentage. I don't want to work that hard. I like donuts too much, right? So for me is fucking stop following those stupid fucking influencers that aren't your body type and telling you that you have to, like, you can eat cake and donuts and have a size 0 waist. When you look at those people, they're not even eating the right amount of calories. That's the first thing. Start moving more and stressing less about having to go to the gym. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to start somewhere. Find a buddy, find a group that you can go for a walk with. That's where the magic's going to happen. With foods, have the 80-20 thing. If you've just started and you don't have a coach, 80% whole foods, 20% fun foods. You will automatically put yourself into a deficit and you'll be on a good trajectory to start losing weight. What was that saying I read the other day? Done is better than perfect. Okay, just remember that. Done is better than perfect. So stop overthinking things. Fuck off the influences that you do not relate to. Find people that you actually relate to and have done or a similar stature to yourself. Don't have the perfect plan, but just get out there and start moving. How do I make fitness fun? Again, find out a workout you actually enjoy. If you like Zumba classes, do Zumba. If you like dancing, do dancing. If you like fucking swimming with sharks, go for your life, right? Make it fun. Whatever you enjoy doing, you will do it again and again. Boxing, climbing, dancing, swimming, anything that you really enjoy. Table tennis. It's something that's going to get you out there and move around. Try something new. you never know. But if you've tried everything and you think you don't know it and tried something new and you enjoy it, that's your thing. Again, CrossFit, never wanted to do it, kind of wanted to do it. Now that I'm doing it, absolutely love it. It's great. It's challenging, and I'll go back, and punish myself 6 days a week because it's great. Hype music or podcasts or audio books that'll get your mind in the right place is really, really good. But having some really tough goals to go for, like do a marathon or do a triathlon or something like that. Like they're the things that are going to get you spurred on to really enjoy it and make fitness fun. So find things that you enjoy doing and rinse and repeat. How do I stop comparing my progress to others? Now, this is so hard because we live in a day and age where we have unlimited access to people that are over-engineered in their bodies and their mindsets and are throwing things in your face. You must this, you must do that. I'm yelling at you, so you have to listen to me. It is super hard to not compare yourself to others, especially if you're around the same age and same stature. You should only be comparing yourself to the reflection in the mirror. That's the most important person in the world that's going to judge you no matter what. Everybody else's opinion on you doesn't fucking matter because they don't live in your shoes. They don't have your life. They don't have the struggles that you do. They don't have the same goals as you. So they're not going to know what you're going through. So you've got to stop comparing yourself to others and compare yourself to yourself. Track your progress, not theirs. Stop looking over your shoulder going, what was your time? What was your weight? No. What did you do last week? And how can I get 1% better? Right? Everyone's starting point is different and everyone's genetics are different. That plays a huge role. I don't have massive calves. I have trained calves for years and years and years. They've gotten a little bit bigger, but they're not at the level that I want them at. And I will compare myself to other people's calves all the time. Do I want to get implants? Possibly. No, I won't. I don't. But I can't compare myself because my genetics are different, and it plays a big role. If I train them more and more and more over the years, definitely they will grow. But I will not get massively defined calves because my genetics just don't allow me. It's a proven fact. So yeah, focus on effort, not just results, but also celebrate your small wins so you can keep moving forward. How do I balance fitness and a social life? You get to go to the gym, Chris, 100%, man. That's right. Like there are people that don't get to go to the gym or live in a country where they or don't have access to a gym. So yeah, it's 100% true. But how do I balance fitness and a social life? I guess what's more important for me, I have a really great family life. I love my wife and kids. I love hanging out with them. So social life to me is the things that I do with them. I do have friends and I do hang out with them as well. But I'm a homebody. I enjoy my family, and for me, it's easy to balance my fitness around that because I'll train super early and get it done beforehand, and then have the morning with the family, take them to school, have my work during the day, pick them up from school, cook dinner for them, and things like that. So I've worked around my lifestyle to fit it in. Pick outings that you can do actively with your family as well, which is quite good, or your friends. If you drink, balance it out. Make sure you have lower calorie drinks. Less sugary cocktails and things like that. Don't overthink it. One night out with your friends or your family is not going to ruin your progress for the entire month, week. It's 1 day out of 7. If you spend 6 days in a deficit and on Sunday you have a high calorie meal for dinner and enjoy a couple of beers with your mates and you might be a few hundred calories over, who gives a shit? The experience is far outweighs the mindless numbing of over my calories. Okay, so think about it that way. What's the key to long-term success in fitness? 100% comes down to consistency. Consistency beats intensity. You can sustain a body that you're happy with over a long period of time if you are super consistent in how you train, how you fuel, and how you hydrate yourself every single day. You've got to make it fit into your lifestyle and make sure that you can stick with it. You've got to be able to handle setbacks when they appear and don't let them detract you from the end goal. Setbacks are part of the journey. Fuck ups are part of the journey. So embracing those. But keep learning, keep improving, keep moving forward. There's a great saying, keep going, keep growing. if you aren't learning something new every day, your head is shoved so far up your ass, it's not funny. So keep an eye out. I learn so many new things each and every day. My clients teach me new things when they ask me certain questions that I don't know, and I get to research, and then I know about it. So keep asking questions about things like that. Like I said, keep going, keep growing. That's the best way to do it. Last couple, best cheat meal, whatever makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy and guilt free. Don't call it a cheat meal. It's just favorite meal. What's your favorite high calorie meal? For me, schnitzel burger, chips. I reckon that's great. I love pizza, but I like my homemade pizzas, which are healthy rather than the full shit ones. I love a good Wagyu steak. Yeah, drop a comment of what's your favorite high calorie meal to nail. I love donuts. They're my favorite. Worst exercise ever. People say burpees, but I love burpees. I'm good at the moment. For me, it's an overhead snatch. I just can't get it, and I don't have the mobility for it. So probably for me, I'm not a big fan of them. A lot of people don't like RDLs or Bulgarian split squats and things like that because they're single leg things. And yeah, I don't know. There's no real worst exercise out there. I think the worst exercise out there is the one you're not doing. Best excuse to skip leg day. There isn't one. Do your squats. All right. I might not show it. I don't skip leg day, but my legs aren't huge. It's just in genetics. What's better, coffee or pre-workout? Coffee's cheaper. And I think, to me, that some of the additives in pre-workout, you're pissing out and it's not really worth the money. So I would much rather a $3 coffee from the Servo than $8 fucking pre-workout that's just going to be full of shit that I don't really want in my system. Why do people hate cardio? Because they punish themselves for eating a high-calorie meal probably most of the time. It's a lot harder than lifting weights because it's more taxing on the heart, and you're out of breath quicker. But I think if you can find cardio that you enjoy doing, it's not really that hard. Again, probably the hardest cardio is the one you're not doing as well. So really, really important. Well, guys, thank you for joining me again for another round of Q&A. If you do have any further questions that you want to ask me during the week and I can add them into next week's one, feel free to drop them in the comments. If you learn anything new, give us a bit of feedback on the actual live of what you did learn and if there was anything beneficial for you today. But apart from that, have a wonderful Tuesday, and I'll see you this time next week.